Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. There's loads on now, going up 50 plus. Get on, get involved. We're going to need you in the comments because I presume I've come straight on. I want to find out what's happened with McNeil. I don't know if you know that, Paul. It's straight instant match reaction, this is, and there's so much in that game to talk about that I feel that this comment section is going to be lively. So hit your comments on Twitter. They come up, we'll put them up, and come over on YouTube and put your comments as well. Why there's loads on. We need more subscribers. Hit that like and subscribe button if you can. Right, let's do this then, Paul. What do you think? Tell me. I haven't spoke to you.
No, frustrating. We defended well. Lineup wise, we thought it was fairly strong. Nice to see Virginia get his appearance in there. I thought he played well. He didn't have a lot of amazing things to do, but pulled off maybe 2 or 3 decent saves. I just don't think we created a great deal of chances, but we did create some key ones. Danjuma going through with the defender on his back. Keeper makes the save. Ball came across for James Garner. He's sort of stretching and a little bit behind him, so he goes and loops that over the bar. But it was a decent performance without being amazing. And I think the main talking point is the red card. So I'm glad it didn't force us out of the cup. You know, I'm glad that wasn't an overall factor with the final result. Hopefully, we can make amends in the replay.
Yeah, well, we're going to hit the red card. Like I say, there's a lot. For me, I just want to say, I'm going to start this off. Last time we did an instant match reaction, I was so angry with the game. I hated our formation. We couldn't string passes together. This game, for me, was a lot better. We wasn't clinical enough, and we wasn't good enough up top, but I thought we retained possession really well. We looked really good on the ball from the back. Our shape looked better, but we just didn't have the confidence in the final third. I think Danjuma looked like, well, we'll talk about Danjuma in a minute because we've got to talk about Dwight McNeil as well. But Danjuma looked really lively, fast burst of pace, looked like he could run past players, had a few chances, could have scored. Probably our best player of the game, really, on looking like he was going to score. And like you just said, Paul, as well, a massive positive for me, and people will think I'm going over the top here. The goalkeeper was absolutely fantastic. Like, really, really good. There was a couple of times where Virginia, he caught stuff that Pickford probably would have put over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, I remember that one.
He actually catch so much stuff, like stuff that was putting into him. His hand stuck on the ball, and I think that we've got a fantastic. He doesn't do nothing stupid. Do you know what I mean? Simple, plays the ball, goal kick simple, and it's just. I think he's a good goalkeeper, and I think Pickford's got a bit of competition there. I really do. So he was a massive. I was watching him all game, and he was a massive positive for me. He was really good.
Yeah, he did. He did a decent job, and yeah, I know the one that you're on about. It was I think it was it a header, and it was right up at the bar, and he held it, didn't tip it over. There was one that was straight at him as well, would have shifted a little bit, but he was fine for that. I think probably his best save was where Eze had a shot second half, I think it was, tipped it round the side of the post. So yeah, and everyone seemed quite comfortable with him as well. I think Tarkovsky and Branthwaite were decent around him as well. So yeah, he had a good performance.
No, fantastic. So the keeper was a big positive. That's something. I mean, in the comments, put what you thought of him. I just think he was good. I honestly do believe that you could play him sometimes and give Pickford competition. I wouldn't be scared of playing him now. I really wouldn't. I think you could. You don't have to play him because it's a cup game. I wouldn't be scared of playing him in the Premier League. I think he's earned himself a go. I really do, because Pickford has made a few mistakes. I'm not on to Pickford. I just think if we've got a goalkeeper there that's that good, that could come in and do that, I'd definitely play him. Fantastic goalkeeper. I really do like him. He looked do you know when a goalkeeper sticks like that? I love it. Because Pickford sometimes will parry and overdo stuff, and I think I liked him. I really did.
He's not better than Pickford. He's a good understudy. He's a good understudy.
I know he's not better, but I'll give him a go. I'll put him in.
Chances are he'll play in the replay, won't he? He'll play in the replay. So
I'll play him in the Premier League. I would.
Would you?
I'd give him a go in the Premier League. I would give him a go in the Premier League. Right. Paul's on Pickford. I do like him. I would give him a go until he makes a mistake. Right. Onto the big stuff then, the main stuff. That was never a red card, was it?
No, not at all.
Never.
And the frustrating thing is Kavanagh, isn't it? Who's the referee? I don't know who was on VAR tonight. If you know who was on VAR tonight, put it in the comments for me.
Go on, Blues.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was bloody Anthony Taylor or someone like that, to be honest. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't. And you could see where he was watching the screen as well. They kept doing a slow motion. Pawson, thank you very much. They were sort of moving it forward and backwards at slow, and then they stopped it where Calvert-Lewin's foot had actually gone past their guy. It was totally out of whack, but it was all leading to trying to get him to just go with the red card. And the thing is, there's absolutely no bloody point a referee going to the screen. Have you ever seen anyone in the Premier League overturn it? 1 out of 100 times. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. And there's even a clip of their fullback Anderson. I've got it here actually. He's there, Anderson, saying that's never a red card. Do you know what I mean? No one thought it was a red card apart from VAR, and then VAR told the referee to give it a red card. It's absolute nonsense. Absolute rubbish.
And it was at a time where we looked like we was just starting to dominate the game, I believe. Emma did say there, should DCL have been even still on the pitch? We was just about to sub Calvert-Lewin.
He was just getting subbed. He was just getting subbed as well.
He was just coming off. Better was ready to come on for him, but it's stupid. The referee has got to use his common sense, right? The referee has got to look and think Calvert-Lewin is working hard just to retain the ball. He's he's done a slide where you slide in and cover the ball. Not malicious at all, just a retain of possession. Nothing bad there, but use your brain, referee, honestly. Use the common sense that you've got in your head. He knows what Calvert-Lewin's done, and all Calvert-Lewin has done is slid in to stop them for the counter-attack. Not a dirty, malicious tackle, just Calvert-Lewin sliding in. In fact, his bent knee is the one where he tries to get it, and the other leg, he doesn't know what he's doing with that. It's ridiculous. And never a red card.
Like Blue said here as well. VAR has said that the referee has made a clear and obvious error. Absolute garbage. Honest to God. I tell you what, and I'll show you this as well now, is that Julia Bould, who made that fantastic documentary about Everton last season as well. She posted that picture, which a few people will have done. And that you were on, mate, with your McNeil song. And there's Beto literally being grabbed and held by Anderson. Now, they didn't check that. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense unless you're thinking, well, why would we give them anything? There's absolutely no point either of us putting in an appeal for that, because we know exactly what will happen. It'll just be ignored, or DCL get an extra game ban because you have an appeal. It's just absolute shocking garbage, and I'm not surprised at all because of who was refereeing and what's going on at the moment.
The joys of being an Everton fan, where referees do not like you and the Premier League do not frigging like you. And we said before the game, and this is stupid, right? We said before the game that this would happen. That's how bad it's getting. We generally said, they got VAR this game. I said to you, Paul, at the start, you guys, they've got VAR. I says, well, there's no point in having it because it won't go our way. It'll go against us anyway. And they had VAR. When our fans, by the way, they showed it on the screen and our fans went mad in the stadium because they shown it on the screen. When they, do you know, like what I watch for personally, and tell me in the comments what you think. Get involved. I want to see your comments. I want to put them on the screen. What I do is I think, I hope they don't show it bad when the referee goes over. That's what I think. I hope they don't just freeze it where the studs touch the shin. I hope they show the whole incident. When the referee went over, it showed us what they were showing the ref, I think. And it didn't look bad at all what they were showing the ref. So me personally, I'm thinking, you know what? The referee's going to use a bit of common sense here and say, no. Because it didn't put what when they were showing it, Paul, it showed his slide with his legs was just, it wasn't a red card
I know.
tackle. Like, I honestly thought when they went over, it would have been frozen on the studs hitting the shin. It wasn't. And I thought, you know what? We'll be okay here. We'll be okay because they're actually showing where it didn't look bad. They shown the referee where it didn't look bad. And the referee got the best parts of that. But the big problem is, like you've just said, Paul, before the referee even gets to that screen, decision has been made.
Yeah.
Decision has
without
been
a
made
doubt.
before he gets to the screen. So the referee, when the referee gets to the screen and it looks like the referee's decided, he isn't. He's going to that screen. I don't know why. Like Di says, I do not know why he's going to the screen because he's already been told in his ear, yes, we're giving that. Come and have a look. I don't know why. He's not going to overturn it. It's never a red card.
And
never.
Kavanagh's got plenty of previous against us. So is Pawson as well. So Pawson doing the VAR. He was the person who sent Alan off. You remember when Alan got sent off against Newcastle? Thankfully, we got the 1-0 win, but he was the person that sent Alan off. He was the referee in the 2-0 loss against Liverpool as well, when Canate should have got a yellow card, second yellow card. So that would have taken them down to 10 men as well. And then obviously today, it just happens an awful lot.
Oh, I just didn't want it to be a stressful game because I was actually enjoying it. I was thinking, you know what? We're either going to draw this or we're going to turn it on up front and we're going to actually win the game. I wasn't stressed with the game. I was happy with the Everton performance, and there was a lot of good in the game that I was seeing. And I wasn't stressed, but the referees killed it for me again because Calvert-Lewin's going to get a ban now for what, 3 games?
3 games, yeah. Yeah.
And another thing as well, like you've just said, the picture that you just put on the screen, that is a foul on Beto. When Beto's run past him, as a defender, you know, if you don't let go, it's going to be given a foul. If that's anywhere on the pitch, what he does on Beto, it's a foul. Because he's completely grabbed him and pulled him down. You can't grab and pull. And I couldn't believe, like you just said, Paul, I couldn't believe the commentary didn't stop that and look at it.
Yeah.
Now, I honestly, I wish I could speak to Sean Darsh right now, because what our players need to do, because it's that bad, what our players need to do is run off the pitch. They need to stop the game and get stuff like that looked at. Because they've got, who did we play less? Do you know when Onana did that handball? Who was it against? Onana with the handball?
Oh, yeah. Was that Fulham? No,
Manchester City.
City. Sorry,
yeah.
City.
When Onana did that, when Onana handballed it, Manchester City stopped the game. They all swarmed the referee, and the game couldn't get played
every
on.
single one, everyone to a man. Yeah,
yeah. Everyone swarmed the referee, because I thought, bloody hell, if that's got that, they can't do that. The players stopped the game. The Man City players stopped the game when they thought Onana handballed it. The Man City players actually made the referee look at that, and that pushed the referee on giving the handball for me. And I just think Everton have got to start showing some bollocks, because when Beto gets pulled down there, it's got to get looked at. It's just got to get looked at. And I honestly do. I'm pissed off with that. It should have been a penalty. Yeah. It should have been a penalty. Yeah. And we didn't necessarily deserve to win. But at the end of the day, if someone pulls you down in the box like they did, I think it was a penalty.
Yeah. And Blues is right. We would, we all would have got another booking or whatever. He probably would have sent someone else off. But it's just getting I mean, it's not all getting. It's already there. It's just an absolute shit show from officials, and we're not the only ones, but we
Yeah,
certainly
that's
feel
true.
like the ones who are punished enough.
That's true. We'd get yellows if we did that. Man City
Yeah,
didn't. It's true.
exactly. The not to go all ITV4 about this, but the definition that they threw out after the game for serious foul play: tackle or challenge that endangers the safety of an opponent, or using excessive force, or or brutally, or brutality, sorry, must be sanctioned as serious foul play. Any player who lunges at an opponent, he didn't lunge at an opponent, in challenging for the ball from the front, from the side, or from behind, using one or both legs with excessive force, wasn't any excessive force, or endangers the safety of an opponent, didn't, is guilty of serious foul play. So that's what they're saying that Calvert-Lewin did, and why he's now out for 3 games.
It's
No chance.
ridiculous. The slide tackle. It was his like non-going leg that's just going to go through with emotion, and it's gone through, and it's just by accidentally slightly clipped the player. So say you got him for the tackle with your left leg, and you go in for the tackle with your left. Your right leg's got to follow it. His other leg has followed it, and it's accidentally slightly clipped. It's not intentional. It's not malicious. And Calvert-Lewin can't believe it. I can't believe it. I honestly thought, you know what? If it goes to VAR, we'll be okay. Oh, that's just ridiculous. Football's dead. If you can't tackle like that, then football's dead. It really is dead. Like it's becoming boring now, isn't it?
Well, it's
It's just
just not
ridiculous.
fair, is it? That's the thing. It just doesn't make any sense anymore. What's one red card for one person or one team is not even a foul for another one. There just hasn't been and won't be any consistency ever. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely
No.
ridiculous.
And the big problem is VAR. For me personally, this is how I feel. VAR's coming to make referees get decisions right, and it's putting more pressure on the referees to get things right. And I feel by the referees having more pressure on them, they're actually messing up more. I think the pressure's getting to them. So even the referees wasn't that good. There was a half decent, but now VAR's about even that half decent's gone, and it's become appalling. The referee has become appalling. It's frustrating.
It's frustrating, but at least we're still in the hat. And yeah, it's a replay that we don't particularly want, but we're still we're still we're still in there. It wasn't worst case scenario. Not
I'm
great
not.
scenario, but not worst case scenario.
It's one of them though. We've got so much bad out of this game. Right? Can someone please tell me in the comments, or Paul? I haven't asked you.
Go on.
What happened to McNeil, and is he okay? Because that man has been through the wars, and he's had so much bad luck, and he wished himself a better New Year with his wife, and they're cutting his socks off like he's broke his ankle or something like that. And he
Yeah.
looks like he's in agony. So, can anyone in the comments please tell me what's happened to McNeil? I haven't looked it up. It doesn't look good. And do you know what? Their player, Matip or whatever his name is, he can pee off because
Mateta.
yeah, Mateta running up, acting like we're time wasting. Neil looks like he's broke his ankle. They're ripping his socks off. I don't know what you think, Paul. I know they say when the player's off the pitch, but I think when you've got stretchers and you've got like 7 people, 8 people round a player like that, I don't think the game should be played on. I think it's bad. I think imagine if a player's broke his leg at the side of the pitch. I think there should be a stoppage until the player's gone and away from the pitch. I personally think. It just felt really weird, and it's just my opinion. I think the respect for the game should be if a player is playing the game and he snaps his leg or something like that, you should show him the respect like we did with Coleman and let him get off the pitch.
So just going off Twitter and things, Deitch was on TalkSport. He said he's in the dressing room. The immediate sign is better than we thought. It's an ankle injury. So it doesn't seem to be as bad as initially looked.
Good.
It was if anything, it was McNeil's
Branthwaite, he went
reaction.
over.
Yeah, it was McNeil's reaction because you couldn't see it on the replay because he kind of went over Branthwaite and then you couldn't see anything. But McNeil was kind of just laid back as though, I don't know, as though he was getting sprayed or something. And then
I thought there was chopping his slong off.
yeah.
Do you know what? This is what Everton fans make you like. There's obviously that thing going around with McNeil's got a big one. So he's lying down, you see he's got the biggest bulge ever. And then they've gone round, and I'm thinking, what sort of him? All I can see is his bulge, because everyone's got that in my head. And then all of a sudden they get the scissors out. I'm like, oh my God, you're chopping it off. And I don't know what I was thinking on that McNeil injury. I really don't. But our fans, they get you weird in the head, don't they? They do, I tell you. But McNeil, he's not as bad as we think then, yeah?
It's not great. It's obviously not great because he went off on a stretch. Yeah. He didn't look in a massive amount of pain, to be fair. So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, he's got 10 days till we play Villa, so I think he'll be all right, possibly for that. Might just be
Do you know what though?
Might be a gash or something. Might be a cut on his ankle or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna start doing videos to show how cursed I am, right? Because I said, listen to this, the Blues. You'll be laughing your head off at home here. I said Lockyer's crap, and Lockyer scored against us when he played for Luton. I said, which centre back was it against Wolves? Dawson. I said Dawson's crap, and Dawson scored. I went and said in this pre-match before the game, I said McNeil will get injured and Danjuma will be needed. Didn't I? I said it. I'm going to put it as a video because I literally said before this game, you watch. Soon as Danjuma goes, McNeil will get injured. I think I cursed McNeil. It must be me. But anything I say, I'm going to start saying Everton are going to lose, and then we'll probably win because I'm cursed at the minute. But I'm glad you told me he's okay though. That's a lot better than what I thought because I originally thought McNeil did snap his leg or something like that. So that's a lot.
I think
better news.
Yeah, I think his reaction would have been very different if it was really bad. To be fair, so and Blue says, "Why did you put McNeil in your team then?"
I should have left him out, shouldn't I? I knew he was going to get
injured. Left him out.
I knew it. I know.
Should have left him out.
Dobbin on instead.
So
I thought McNeil looked good as well on the left. I thought he looked decent. Do you know what though? I'm really happy because I knew we didn't win the cup game, but I felt like we was a lot better than them. And I think Onana kept Eze quiet. I think we passed the ball a lot better. Last game we couldn't put two passes together. This game we passed it about nice. Our shape was decent. We just didn't have it up top. Harrison wasn't. He just didn't look like he was going to score for crap today. He just wasn't on it goal scoring wise. We know he's better than that. Danjuma didn't have his shooting boots on. Calvert-Lewin didn't look like he could shoot. I mean, we had some very good chances because Calvert-Lewin went through one-on-one. When Calvert-Lewin went, I don't know whether you spotted this, Paul. When Calvert-Lewin went through one-on-one, his bobbles come off and his hair went down. His hair went down. So his hair went down samurai, and I think that's why he didn't score because his hair was bouncing everywhere.
Do you think? Because actually, I thought when he actually got the ball, he looked as though he got a bit more pace. It was almost like a little bit of old Lukaku. You know, I thought, don't tie your hair up again, leave it down.
Well, I was thinking like, why his hair down? I hope he scores with his hair down because this looked really good on camera. It looked like a proper warrior, Calvert-Lewin, scoring with his hair all over the place. Like, who's that samurai that used to do that night thing? Who's that player with long hair? The one that used to do the sword celebration with really long brown hair. I think he played for Bolton or something like that. Samikas or something like that.
Oh, might
really
have been.
Long hair.
I thought you were thinking Campo then. If anyone remembers,
I don't know. But like I say, when Calvert-Lewin's hair was down, I thought he's turned it on. Like it's funny that what you just said there. When Calvert-Lewin's hair was down, it was like he was running faster, and it looked like nothing was going to stop him. But all jokes aside, if Beto had that Calvert-Lewin chance, I think he would have scored it, Paul.
Yeah,
it was the same sort of chance that Beto had that he scored when we did the 29 passes, wasn't it? It was a similar sort of Beto drive through. I think Calvert-Lewin's got to keep driving through faster.
I like Ryan's idea of give DCL a skinhead. Might give him a
He
bit of
has a good
oomph.
power.
Might give him a bit of oomph.
I don't think he'd be happy with that.
Just while I'm just going to put it there. That's where we are in terms of that challenge, and I'm only showing that that clip. He's obviously can't believe it, to be honest, but it does make its way back in a sec. I love the blow and the kiss because he was getting some stick, wasn't he, from those Palace fans. Slowing it down really makes it look far worse, because if you look at it when he was just there then, and I'm just going to take it back a sec.
He's tried to move his legs backward as he's going in, if you know what I mean. All he's tried to do is curl the ball over. Do you know where you swoop? That's it, the word swoop. All he's tried to do is swoop the ball, Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
He's tried to swoop it and swoop it into him. So do you know where you've got your legs stretched out? You swoop the ball and you pull the ball into yourself when you slide it and then get up and then you carry on running with it. That's all he's done. He hasn't done anything.
And when you look at it, in fact, actually, when you look at it from the side, and I'm just going to try and bring it up. Just bear with me a moment. He's come from the side, and it doesn't look half as bad.
Ivan Campo.
As there. So when he's in this position here, look at where his foot is and the ball. His foot isn't actually above the ball at all there.
No, he's tried to swoop it.
It's the top half of the ball. It's the top half of the ball. So when it gets to that sort of situation there, bear me. He's not flying over the ball at all. He's not in excessive force there. It's not even excessive speed. So it just doesn't make any sense at all that it would get to that point. It really doesn't.
No, it's really frustrated me. And nobody, like you say, the fact that you've just showed that the player even said their defender.
Yeah.
This is a player I'm on about.
Go on.
Samaros.
Oh, the Greece guy.
Yeah, Samaros.
Yeah. Samaras.
That's
yeah.
who. Yeah, it used to be the night celebration, did he? That's who Calvert-Lewin reminded me of when his hair went down. Sorry that I went back to that, but you know when you got something in your head, you have to. The Blues was telling me it was De Campo. I knew it wasn't. I knew it was Samaros. But yeah, that's who I thought Calvert-Lewin was.
Campo looked like a clown. Campo had a massive perm.
Gascoigne did the same celebration, didn't he? Gascoigne. I thought that Mykolenko looked cracking. I thought Mykolenko looked really, really good. There was a time where Danjuma come back to help Mykolenko. Mykolenko high-fived him, and it looked like a good partnership. And I believe Mykolenko, he's just getting better and better and better with every game. And Branthwaite looks solid. Our defence can handle anything, can't it, Paul? Our defence looks really good. We just need to... I don't like this long ball into the channels. I feel like we need to pass it a bit more because we can get ourselves better chances. I think sometimes Tarkowski will do the long ball into the channel. It does look dangerous, but like the commentator said, it's got to be inch perfect to get the player in. I fancy just getting on the edge of the box and putting a simpler ball to get us in.
Yeah, I think the thing about playing in the channels is that there's no point playing a curveball down the line in the air into that bottom section, into that bottom corner. If you've got the striker and whoever's playing wide midfield in that space. The idea is that if you're getting say the whoever's playing wide midfield has the ball and they're laying it back to the fullback. The fullback then plays the ball down the line into that area for the striker to move across. So when that wide midfielder, vacates that space and goes closer towards the fullback, there's the space behind him then that the fullback can play the ball into. And then it's the striker who comes across, not straight away, not to be there already, but to move into that channel to then create a chance or take the ball on and things like that. But our problem at the moment is that every time that we're playing that ball into the channel, almost every time, there's at least one person already there. And that's not what you want to do if you're doing that kind of tactic. The idea is is that you're creating that space where their, say, left back or right back would be, but their left back or right back is pushed up where our midfielder would be, if this makes sense. It's hard to sort of say it without showing you anything. But when they've vacated that space and their fullback has pushed up and left the space behind them, that's when you play that ball into that channel. That's when you play the ball into that space. And that's when your striker then takes advantage of that. And our problem at the moment is that we're playing the ball into the channel, but we have at least either a striker who's already there, so there's no space to sort of move from. He's got to take the ball from up there. He's either going to flick it on and there's no one behind him, or he brings it down and he's already got people behind him. Or we end up having two people where the wide midfielder's already there and the striker's there and they've got their defenders there. So there's no space at all. So we end up losing possession. We just need to be a little bit smarter when we do that. It can work, but we've got to play it into space to run onto it, not play it into people who are already there with defenders all over the place.
The Blues are said
if that makes sense.
What you're saying there, there's a reason we don't do it is because we don't want to risk losing the ball in possession.
I agree, yeah.
Probably is the reason, but I generally do think Blues. I think we are getting better at passing the ball. Like there's a couple of times where Onana 1-2, cut them out, gone. Like the Crystal Palace come on the press, Onana will play it to the left, 1-2, bang, that you've gone past them. And I just feel that we need to keep passing the ball. Because when we did those 29 Olays, it put a lot of confidence into our team. And I think the more we pass the ball, Paul, the more they're going to start to realise that who they are. Because our players, they haven't grown yet, have they? This team is still becoming a team, and they don't know what they're capable of, and they don't know what they're supposed to do. They're under Sean Dyche. This is a new thing for our players, and they're trying to figure things out and learn who they are and what they are. And I just think if we can just pass the ball like we did this Crystal Palace game, sometimes the passing won't go right, but if they do keep passing, eventually it will click where they'll start to think, oh, we did this last time, we'll do this again, and it will get us a goal. I think we do need to pass the ball more. We did today, which made me really happy.
I think we need a mix. I think we had a mix of it today, and when we actually did pass the ball 5 or 10 yards, it did actually hit feet of people. Sometimes it was absolutely whizzed in, to be honest. I think Danjuma was almost shooting at DCL a few times when he was passing the ball, but passing generally was better. But we're not going to go all together like that where we're just doing tick-a-taka, 5 and 10 yard passes around each other. We haven't got the players for that. So, and with Blues a bit that we would we'd mix it up and we'd do a bit of both. I do like the diagonal balls. There was some cracking diagonal balls over to Danjuma.
Garner was fantastic at it today.
Brilliant. Tarkovsky as well. And Branthwaite's getting better at
into
them as
Coleman.
well.
Some really good ones into. I thought.
Really,
do you know what? I haven't given him a shout either. I think Coleman was fantastic today as well. He
Very
looked.
good.
He got down the side. He looked like he had the speed. Coleman. For saying he's come back from injury, Coleman, and he wasn't long playing in the under-21s. I thought he looked fantastic today, defensively and attacking, getting up there as well. What a warrior he is, Coleman. You just think it's a given with Coleman, but you have to realise that he has come back from another injury. And I thought Coleman was fantastic. A lot of positives for me this time. I was really peed off on the last instant match reaction. Although I would like to have gone through and got the job done, I still believe I wanted to see how good we are today, because the last 3 games worried me, because we'd lost 3 games and I thought, you know what, we're looking really bad. But we've come up against a good team like Crystal Palace, and I feel was a lot better than them today. Although we didn't get the result, I think was a lot better than them. So that gives me confidence going into the Premier League after these 10 days now. And I feel like, although we got nothing out of that cup game, Paul, I generally feel like that's given me a bit of confidence for the Premier League now, because I think we're better than Crystal Palace, who are playing well. We can be better than the other teams that we come up against now and do well in the Premier League as well. It's getting me confidence, it has.
Yeah, well, like Brian then said there, well done, thanks, Brian, said about Miko doing well tonight. He's been on the weight. You can tell Miko's been on the weight.
He's got a little bit more.
He's got a bit more about him now, and I could probably count about 3 or 4 times when he ushered the ball out of play after having a run against whoever was playing wide against him. So he did a very good job. And
He's on Mykolenko is on about 3-4 wanks a day. I'm telling you, his arms are pumped. They're not getting past
both
him.
arms,
No.
both arms.
He's turned into Popeye. I tell you, he's freaking hell. He's downloaded porn, or he has. I tell you, he's
But
beasted.
the
He's
thing is,
beasted up.
as well, there was people on Twitter, and few people sort of saying how much he would go for. Some people saying 30 million. 6 months to a year ago, there would have been plenty of people who actually, no, probably just over a year ago, there would have been people saying there's not a chance we would get even 10 or 15 for him because he wasn't having a good run. But you stick with some of these players, show the faith in them, work hard with them like Deitch has done, and you get the benefit of it. And Mykolenko's showing that at the moment, so it's good. It's good.
We don't see what Dyche does behind the scenes, but I think there's a lot of little things that Dyche does, like he'll probably go and work on a player's diet. Like Mykolenko, he's straight away. Dyche is not stupid. His team ain't stupid. I think they've seen that Mykolenko's problem is that he needs to bulk up a lot more. He's not strong enough as a left back, and he wasn't fit enough. And I think they've really made Mykolenko excel, and Dyche and his team have got to take credit for that because they've obviously done something different.
You can tell they've worked with him as well. And I tell you what he definitely has done is that you could see it a lot tonight, was that as soon as he got the ball, his first thought was to move forward. There were a few times where actually we passed the ball around the back when we did it well. Went off to the left-hand side, and Mykolenko had a good 20, 30 yards in front of him at times, and he got us up the pitch a bit. So
Delivery's got better as well, Paul. His delivery's got better as well.
Little bit.
I think he went one really good ball in the box on Calvert-Lewin's head. I think he's a lot better than what he was. He's improving, and he will get his confidence is everything in football. Remember, every football player that's famous can cross a ball. It's confidence. Can you cross a ball under pressure? And I think that when our players become more confident, then they start to deliver better, and you start to see that a little bit more.
I actually don't think our deliveries were our best tonight. I think McNeil, when he came in, he's obviously playing on the right hand side. When
rushed,
he came
Paul.
inside,
this is what I'm telling you.
He wasn't looking. He was rushed. Yeah, it was rushed.
This is why I said to you. I think we need to play the extra pass sometimes, and I get what you and the Blues are saying. Sometimes you do just need to hoof it because, like under Lampard, we played the extra pass and we got caught out counter attack and lost. But I just feel we need to just play that when we're attacking, just that extra pass because Crystal Palace, when we're attacking, are scared. When they're scared, we need to be brave. We don't just need to let them off the hook and cross the ball in quick because that's what they want and they'll just clear it and we don't pass it that well. And when we're in their box, we've got to be composed, hold on to the ball just that little bit longer. So when Danjuma's gone into the box, he's got to think, I'm in control. They're scared. They're not going to get the ball off me. He's just got to keep going. But instead, we hit the cross early, rush it to get the goal because we're panicking. Because we ain't in goal-scoring form, for me. That's the big problem. When you're not in goal-scoring form, you get in the box and your heart goes up. Your heart rate goes up because you think, we need this goal. And I've got this. Harrison did it a couple of times today. Harrison had a few chances where he should finish. Harrison should finish the chances he got. But you can tell he's thinking it in his head. Do you know where you're thinking it in your head before you shot, Paul? And you kind of you're putting it in the left, you're putting it to the right, and then you kind of do none of it. And you don't put anything on the shot, and it goes straight down the middle. It's not composed finishing.
No, we had a few like James Garner had one as well where I think Danjuma had overlapped on the left hand side, and instead of slipping that in, he wasn't even set in the right position, but James Garner tried to curl it with his right foot in the top corner, and it went a good 10 yards at least wide. So a few times like that, but it's almost like trying too hard. Sometimes it just needs a little bit more composure, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think when you start scoring, I think when these players do pick up, like when we beat Brighton, when players started getting braces and stuff like that, when they pick up, the confidence will be there. This honestly, Paul, I've never, ever enjoyed watching a defender as much as I do this, man.
Yeah.
Do you know when you serve, you watch someone serve in a restaurant and they serve something fancy and you're so proud of it? Everything Gerard Branthwaite does, he does it so tidy and clean. So we'll just come up, like, do you know the ball's in a danger for us? He'll come, head the ball into the feet, move back and act like it was simple. And when he gets the ball, he'll just pass it. He makes everything look beautiful the way Branthwaite does things, and I love watching him. Every time he's on the ball, Branthwaite, he's incredible, and I think we've become used to it, haven't we? Because he doesn't get the shout outs that he would have got. It's just because he does this week in, week out now. But how good is Branthwaite, Paul? Like, seriously, how good is he? You've seen a lot of good
Yeah,
football players. How good is Gerald Branthwaite?
really good. Reminds me of Ramos, to be honest. Reminds me of
Yeah.
Ramos for his sort of positional sense. It was the wild-haired Barcelona centre back Puyol as well. Just read the game brilliantly. Thiago Silva similar as well. The thing is that you don't see most of Branthwaite's positional work on the TV because by the time it gets to him, he's already worked out a load of things before it's
Yeah.
even the camera's even panned there. So you don't see a lot of that kind of movement and positional work until it already gets to him. So you've missed a load of it. But his composure on the ball and everything else, he just makes it look easy. It's not easy, but he's making it look easy. And so I really hope that when he makes a mistake, because law of averages, he will make a mistake, that people don't jump on him, and realize how good he is because he is the business. He really is.
Well,
He
he's
really is.
more than he's. I'm not saying I want him to make a mistake, but he's more than earned the right to, if he does make a mistake, to be forgiven because he's done that much right to do one thing bad after consistently doing things right, Branthwaite.
Yeah, yeah,
But he is, like you've just said, you hit the nail on the head. Sometimes we're watching the game on the screen, and the ball will come over, and Branthwaite's already ahead of the striker, so he knows what the striker's going to do, and he'll win the ball, turn it over, and we're back up the pitch. And we don't see what Branthwaite does sometimes, but the work he does is fantastic. And I do not want to lose that man. And I know it might happen one day, but they said that their centre back was the man of the match. How
yeah.
Branthwaite,
I was,
how he
yeah, I
was
was
any
a bit
better than
surprised.
Branthwaite?
Yeah,
That's bullcrap for me. Like there was a couple of times where Calvert-Lewin got in and he should have scored. There's a couple of times where Harrison should have scored. I felt like we defended better than what Crystal Palace defended, so I don't see why their centre back got man of the match. I really don't, because he
yeah,
didn't do nothing better than Branthwaite for me. He didn't do nothing better than Tarkowski. So I don't think. I tell you another player that I thought was really good, and I'm sounding too excited here. James Garner. When we went down to 10 men, he
yeah,
ran his bollocks off, didn't he? He really did. James Garner, I thought, and the way he was pinging the ball about today,
yeah.
I thought James Garner looked tired against Wolves, but I think he looked back to himself. He looked really fiery and feisty, didn't he? He looked a good player, James Garner.
Yeah, and I'd say when I know it was only how many. Well, actually, there were 9 minutes of injury time somehow, so there would have been a good 20 minutes when we were down to at least down to 10 men. So they all dug in. They all dug in massive. I just,
Paul, go on, cover that again. Tell him.
yeah, I was just gonna cover that and also about the replay. So, Sean Dykes on Talksport said they had a look at the injury and it's not half as bad as they thought. Obviously, not great because he went off on a stretcher and he had his ankle in a one of the orange casts and whatever, but not as bad as they first thought. Is an ankle injury. That's all we heard. So not as dangerous or worrying as it might have looked on TV. He see, as I was saying before, he seemed quite kind of relaxed, to be honest. He's just like, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. So I don't know. Hopefully not as bad. Sean Dyche certainly doesn't feel as though it is anyway. So, and he would he'd tend to make more of a meal of it, wouldn't he? When's the replay? Hazrat's asking. It's the week commencing the 15th of January. So it normally goes kind of week Tuesday, doesn't it, or week Wednesday? So yeah, it's be on the 16th or the 17th of January, probably. Unless they throw us on a Thursday again. Unless they throw us on a Thursday again. I tell you what, as well, if you want to learn how to do an interview, watch Seamus Coleman. Just brilliant. You can just tell he's like that anyway, can't you? Because he bigged up. Well, he gave his opinion on the sending off. It was
What's
good
he
as
say? Go
well.
on. I haven't listened, Paul. What did he say on the sending off?
He said
I
he
come
said he
straight
didn't
on.
think he said he didn't think it was a sending off. He made one or two little or included one or two little comments where it's just another decision that's gone against us, and I think it was. Did he mention? I can't remember if he mentioned Beto or not, but he said that'll be one that's not really looked at. And massive praise to McNeil as well, because he said McNeil's been fantastic for us. So we hope the injury is not as bad as it first looked, and he never forgets the fans as well. So he said I've no idea how they're going to get home, but the fans who came tonight have been absolutely amazing again, and that's how he finished off his interview. So
They was.
I think 4,000 people gone down tonight on a Thursday. Honest to God, more credit to you than anything. Absolute fans. And you know what? It sounded
Yeah.
like a home game for us.
I
It didn't
wanted to
look
be
like
there.
it, but it sounded like it. And
Yeah.
the singing was off the chart. And I tell you what, yeah, enough stick to the referee. Bloody deserved it. And also, well done everyone who's down there tonight. Absolutely legends, all of you. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, you got look how many fans Crystal Palace have got in their stadium, and we
Yeah,
took what 4,000. All you could hear was our fans all the way through the Spirit of the Blues. You could hear the song, the whole song. Get your coat on, get moving. You could hear every single word whilst we was watching it. And these are some of your fans might listen back on this. Honestly, I'm so proud of you because, and our fans are the best. When we go, Paul, it's the same. When we go to the away games and home games, it's the same. Our fans are incredible. I don't know why our home atmosphere is nothing like the away. The away is just something else. I think when you travel away, you don't sit down. I think when you're at home, you've got some regulars that go and they like to sit down and do their own thing. And it kind of mixes up all the vibes of people that want to go for it and that don't want to go for it. And at home, I feel it kills it a little bit because you haven't got the people that want to sing together. When you go away, everyone wants to sing. And those fans today, Spirit of the Blues, you're not fit to wear the shirt, referee, full pelt. Honestly,
brilliant.
fantastic. And I hope they all, like I say, they will do. I've seen them all on the coaches. I know a lot that have gone. I hope they all get home safe because they did a fantastic job today. I know it doesn't feel good to go back with a draw, but we could have lost and we could have gone out with 10 men and they went for nothing. But they went and they got us the draw and they got us the replay. So well done, the Everton fans.
Yeah,
Absolutely
and
fantastic.
I've got to agree with Emma as well. That bloody drumming all the way through. I thought it was an England match. It was like an away game for England.
Some stuff was good though because I liked the lights at the start. I thought the lights at the start was
Oh
pretty cool.
yeah, I'll give him that. I'll give him that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
but
that was pretty cool. That was
the bloody drumming and the fact that they thought they were ultras or wearing black hoodies and all that sort of stuff. I saw. Honest to God, yeah. We might want to change that drumming, Palace, please. Absolutely
reading your
ridiculous.
comments
It didn't
now.
help anybody. Didn't help anybody.
I was disappointed Dyche didn't call out the restaurant. He's not going to do it. He's not going to risk the fines. We're not in a good financial situation, West End, to go for it. And it doesn't get you anywhere. You look at Arteta, it just doesn't get you anywhere. Like, you're not going to win with them. Like Paul said, we know we can call it out with Calvert-Lewin. We're not going to get anything.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get your money back. But I think the fans are amazing. They won't even want the money back. They'll just be happy they was there for Everton and smashed it today. Yeah, I'm not bothered about that. I'll take it. I'll take the next leg on. We're still in it, and I feel we'll win the next one. I didn't like that McNeil got injured, and I didn't like that Calvert-Lewin were missing now for 3 games. So we've kind of come out of a few bad things, haven't we, Paul? We've got a player with an ankle injury, and we've got Calvert-Lewin missing 3 games. A lot of people, I don't know how you feel, Paul, but a lot of people are like, "Oh, we're buggered now." I actually like Beto. I think Beto's good, and I think he gets a lot of stick. I think Beto's really good. And I also don't mind Shamiti coming in and seeing what he's got in the tank as well. People are acting like we've got no options with Calvert-Lewin getting the red card. I actually, for the first time in a long time, feel comfortable that Beto can come in and take the chance with these 3 games. And I also feel Shamiti, he's going to enjoy the opportunity as well to come on when Beto burns out in 60 minutes. So I'm not scared that Calvert-Lewin's injured. I don't know what it is with our fans. If our strikers ain't knocking 10 goals in each, turn on the strikers straight away. But I'm not scared with our striker situation. I think a lot of our problems are from our midfielder creating better opportunities for our strikers, not the strikers.
Yeah, I think Beto's not had full games, so he's not necessarily going to be fit enough to run his bollocks off for 90 minutes. He's either had to do it for an hour and then DCL's come on, or he's done it for the last sort of 20, 25 minutes. But they're good enough. You know what I mean? They are good enough to do it, and it might just have to be the case that if DCL's doesn't get overturned or we don't appeal it, which we, it'd be shock horror if we actually got something go our way from the Premier League, then Beto will be starting and Shamiti will be behind him. So they're going to have 10 days of rest. Villa on a Sunday, I think. Yeah, on a Sunday 2:00 kickoff. Followed by, it'd probably be the Wednesday night then. Yeah, Villa at the moment is 2:00 kickoff on a Sunday. So chances are it'll be the 17th of January. So
good game, Villa.
They'll have a bit of time to get ready for that. Hopefully, McNeil can get himself fit.
If not, Danjuma can play left wing, and
there you go.
We've got options, haven't we?
Yeah,
we have got options. I just want to say before you say this, Paul, there is 37 people on the stream at this time of night. There's 37 on. If you can, just hit the link and come over to YouTube and hit the subscribe to get our subscribers up, and hit the like on this stream, because you've stayed on the stream. I can see the numbers. You've stayed on. We give you good content. So if you can just hit the like so the stream goes around, and if you can subscribe, even better, because we get good numbers on the stream. And I know what it's like when I used to watch them. You can't be arsed, and you don't like them, you don't subscribe. But if you can, because we've just started up under a year, we've not even been going a year. If you can hit that like and subscribe, just let our videos get a few views to get us going, please. Because we bring Everton fans together. Get behind us.
If you can, do as a birthday present for me, because it was my birthday 2 days ago. Dan didn't even remember,
You even told me.
Eventually, he said happy birthday.
I gave you a nice message in the end, mate. I made up for it.
You did. So do as a birthday present to me. Come and give us a sub. Make our day.
Late birthday present, people.
As Rat says, Dobbin as well. Dobbin can come in and do a job as well. I mean, bloody hell, he was only on for 5 minutes, scored against Chelsea. So, did you see that one then when Blue said, did you guys know we've only won 3 league games without Dukes since he joined us? That is horrifying.
I actually do feel Doucouré would have scored today as well. This game was perfect for him. He would have rumbled the ball in the goal. I don't know how Doucouré would have scored, but he would have got himself in a position where he scored, and he would have irritated him. It probably would have been from a corner or a stupid bounce down in the box, and Doucouré would have scored this game. But the good thing is he's going to be back, and he'll be back for the next game anyway. So there's a lot of positives. I wasn't happy last game against Wolves when we lost. I was really angry with Sean Dyche with the 5 at the back. And I was really angry with the way our players performed. But with that game tonight, I'm a happy Everton fan again tonight. And not happy because I know we drew 0-0, but I know that we're going to get better than what we was tonight. I know we will. Happy birthday, Paul.
Thank you very much, man.
You're welcome. You didn't. And in all fairness, you didn't tell me it was your birthday. I don't. You just said I didn't remember.
We've not seen each other much, and I didn't mention it or anything.
Even if we'd seen each other, I know I'm clever. I know a lot more than Blues about football, right? But I don't know how you think I know your birthday without you even actually telling it me. But now I do know because I got it wrong. You have to make mistakes in life to learn, and now I know
that's true.
Your birthday. I know it because I got it wrong, and I'll remember it next time.
I'll let you off. I'll let you off. I'm not even sure what. Blues is talking about Dukes, those 3 games. 2 under Carlo, 0 under Fatty. 1 under Lampard, and 0 wins under Dyche, all without Dukes. Unbelievable. You just wheel him on. If that's the case, you just wheel him on. Let him stand in a corner somewhere.
And Lampard wanted to get rid of him.
Oh,
I'll get it in the calendar. I'll get it.
I know.
I'll get
Shall
it
we?
sorted.
I'll give you one or two more things. This is about Kavanagh, who was the referee, by the way. So that's the same guy who sent off Ancelotti for asking a question after the game, if you remember that. He was on VAR for the Rodri handball, Man City, where he kind of does that,
Yeah,
but
I
that
remember.
wasn't given. Didn't recommend the review. You remember when Richarlison against Spurs at Goodison went round Lloris,
Yeah, someone showed me that
and a
video.
penalty was given. So then he overturned that. Do you remember the last minute winner against United we should have had? I think it was Sigurdsson on the ground, wasn't it? When in the bottom corner, he was at nowhere near the ball and that. So he ruled out that last minute winner, and then sends DCL off after VAR when never even gave a foul. So yeah, hopefully we never have him again. Q Villa at home will have Kavanagh and Pawson, or the other way
So
round.
basically, this referee is a red. The West Egg said, yeah, he's an awful referee. He's got one of those faces as well where you can just tell he's an idiot. Like when he went to the
Oh
VAR
yeah,
screen, I looked at he's got one of those
yeah.
irritating faces. And I just looked at him and I thought, you know what? He's not going to be on our side. He's got one of those slapped up faces where he's a dodgy referee.
Yeah,
Brilliant blue
for
cast
the
again, onwards and upwards.
for
Don't
the
forget.
for the older fans, there was a referee in the 70s and 80s called Clive Thomas. I think Chris Kavanagh is quickly becoming Clive Thomas for us. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. I know you won't know who I'm on about, Dan, but yeah, he had one of them faces as well, to be honest.
I thought you were going to say Patrick Clivert, and I thought I was in then, and I knew who you meant, but no, Clive Thomas, not Patrick Clivert. But if you'd have said Patrick Clivert, I remember him with his necklace, but not Clive Thomas, no.
No,
And
Clive
I'm not good
Thomas,
with my
oh yeah.
names anyway, so I probably did know him.
Oh,
I do know, though, that he is a bad referee. I'm a witness of that. I'm seeing it, and that was just awful.
awful. Yeah. But we're still in the hat. We are still in the hat. So let's not be too down.
No,
We can
I'm
relax
really
now.
happy.
We can relax and watch everyone else get knocked out instead.
We're still in the cup. We'll beat Crystal Palace next time. We look better than them. We didn't, like I say, we just wasn't clinical. And I could see today we wasn't clinical. And I just thought to myself, you know what? We're going to get the draw. It's going to be a replay. I knew it. And it happened. 29 on. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get it up. Let's push for
I've got
1,000.
I was going to say I've got the Deitch post match. It's not the best quality, to be fair. No, I can't hear it. Well, I can hear it, but it's very always like that, and I can't understand what he's saying. So I'll have to pass you on that one.
We'll have him on next time. We don't know. We'd love to put loads of stuff on the stream, but we don't know what we get done for copyright and stuff like that, so we can't risk too much. But we'd love to get the Calvert-Lewin penalty thing on now as video. But when I did do that, I think it was copyright.
I will.
We'd love to show you
I
that
will
on the screen.
I will show you this, which I thought was particularly good of Specsavers. Dominic Calvert-Lewin shown a straight red for a dangerous tackle on Kleiny, says Palace. And Specsavers says, for a what?
It's classic, that is. There's going to be a lot of anger from our fans. Our fans will be fuming. I could say I'm not. That was a good impression. That was the blue set.
Thank you very much. That's how I sound on a Friday after shouting at the kids all week.
I've actually got a karaoke machine now, so that's my new thing. I actually do karaoke.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, what were you singing? What were you singing New Year?
Shallow. Shallow. I was singing like on a shallow, shallow, and Chloe's like I was singing it shallow on a shallow, and I wasn't that good, and I know I'm not that good. But Chloe, she's really good. I was doing a duet with her. I'll put it on as a short if you want. Me and Chloe will do a duet on Shallow, and I'll put it on as a short on Toffee Bluecast. We'll sing the Shallow song. I used to have long hair, but I ain't got the long hair like him. So we're gonna do the Shallow song.
You could find a wig, there'd be no problem. You get a wig.
I haven't actually got one. All the props that I've got, Spartan helmets, unicorns. I ain't actually got a wig.
Bloody hell! Just get some of that unicorn hair. Just add some of that unicorn hair. You'd be all right.
I don't like. I'm not into like role player being a woman. I'm like stick to me being me. You know what I mean? I ain't got no wigs, mate. I let Chloe be the woman and I'll be the man. You know what I mean?
Fair dues. I've got 30 seconds of Coleman's interview. I don't know whether you could hear it if I go on this. Tell me if you can or not.
If this stream gets done for copyright, Paul's getting arrested. No, can't hear it.
No.
But from where I was, it's a great tackle. I've seen the replay after, and I don't know, who the fingers need to be pointed at. As soon as the ref goes over there, that he's gonna give a red card. So listen, it's been a big talking point, and for me, that's not a red card, and it's another maybe decision that goes against us that maybe won't get talked about as much.
There you go. Sorry if you couldn't hear that properly. Just really good at
interviews.
He's just brilliant. He's definitely our best right back, isn't he? He's our best right back at the moment, without a doubt.
Oh, but literally, if Coleman lived next to me, I'd love to be his best mate. He's one of the best speakers, the best guys.
He'd let you though, wouldn't he? He'd let you.
Yeah, he'd meet up with you. We'll get Coleman on the channel one day. We're on the channel. We're on the verge of trying to get someone on that's a footballer. That could happen.
No spoilers.
After that,
no spoilers.
No spoilers. But I'm saying after that, we will try and get Coleman on. Coleman's got to be on the bucket list to come on Toffee Bluecast. If you can get Toffee Bluecast, 1,000 subscribers, if you can push us like the stream and get us 1,000 subscribers, we'll interview Coleman. Who doesn't want to listen to Coleman in an interview? Look at Paul, how excited he is just by listening to him for 2 minutes. He's playing it 8 times. He'll be playing it all night before he gets to sleep. So,
and
Coleman,
you know what, as well? I mean, we've got our own kind of bucket list, but if you've got
what an outrageous concept that is. What was that? What did I say?
I don't know.
I don't.
But it probably was outrageous, to be fair.
I don't know. I don't know what I said.
But yeah, if you've got someone on your bucket list out there that you would like us to try and find, obviously it's some things are easier than others, but we've got our own bucket list. So always let us know who you want us to try and have a shout with, try and have an interview with, and we'll do our best. That's all we can do.
And if you've got any challenges, we'll do challenges as well. Raise money. We'll try some things.
Dan will do the challenges. Dan
will get the challenges done. If you've got any good ideas on challenges, whatever you want on Toffee Bluecast, let us know. Because it's not even our channel. It's just a channel that we try and do for you. Let us know. We'll have a bit of fun with it. Yeah, it's New Year.
That's the outrageous concept, Dan. When you said I'll be the man and Chloe, when you said I'll be the man and Chloe can be the woman.
I know. I didn't. I don't know what I say sometimes, but that's why I'm good, because I just chat crap. Who doesn't want to listen to someone that's going to come out with crap eventually? If you leave me on speaker long enough, I'm going to come out with some crap because my brain don't work properly.
I've been there.
60 grand, 60 grand. Seamus Coleman. 60 grand. I say 60 grand, 60 grand. Seamus Coleman playing the Everton way. Right. On that note, we will be back. There is 24 people still on at 11:25. So surely if you're on this at that time, you can hit the subscribe, get the subscribers up, hit a like on this stream. Our record is 1,000 views. Let us try and beat that.
It is.
Yeah,
it
1,000 views. I don't even know why we got 1,000 views. We didn't even do anything special in that one. But our record's 1,000 views. And if you just like the stream, it'll get more views and more people will watch it. And then we'll get more Everton fans in the comments. And then the Blues can start having beef with them, because apparently tonight there's been clotheslines, DDTs, rock bottoms and everything going on in the comments. I've been looking, but I didn't even want to look too much because it was proper going down. West Egg, the Blues has said he's got bans on Twitter and everything. Not everybody, the Blues, is going to get corrected and take it as well as I do. The Blues, you know what I mean? Always getting corrected.
In the 10-day break, I'd imagine that we'll do something, won't we?
Yeah, we've got some good stuff coming up. and we'll do some good stuff. I've got some really stupid ideas. Like the fundraising ideas I've got for Toffee Bluecast that I'm dreaming about. You wouldn't even bloody want to know. My missus thinks I'm mad. I'm like, oh, Toffee Bluecast could do this big event where we do this and we could do that to raise money for the. I don't know. We'll do stuff. We will do stuff. We'll only do good stuff because we're nice people. There you go.
True.
You need glasses,
True,
though.
true. Apparently.
If you want a quiz night, it's going to be that way because I think it goes the opposite way. If you want a quiz night,
I could do that. I could do that.
Speak to Mr. PowerPoint.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
He's the PowerPoint man. I haven't got PowerPoint. He's got PowerPoint. He does them a little bit better than me, and he loves them. And he does bingo as well. We'll do bingo one time on this as well. Why not?
Yeah, Everton bingo.
He's a really good bingo caller.
Everton bingo. Oh yes.
So we'll send you your tickets by message, your bingo tickets, and we'll all have a go at bingo. Paul could be the bingo caller. We'll figure it out. We'll email you your tickets. Paul will email every single one of you that want to play bingo your tickets, and we can play and see who wins. And the prize will be a Toffee Bluecast mug. All right.
I like that.
The numbers are going up, and it's really frustrating because I want to go.
I know, but some of us got to work in the morning, Dan. Do you know what I mean?
I know, I've got a day off, haven't
I? Do we reckon that we should get Sancho on a 6-month loan? No, I don't, actually. I don't think we should.
Give it a rest, mate. I know it's late and I know I'm tired, but I'm not going to fall for that trick. No,
I'd rather keep Danjuma, to be fair.
What about his man?
And then
what about his man?
Well, is that Lingard or Danjuma? What do you think about Lingard?
I think he thinks he's hard and he's not. I don't know. I wouldn't have Jesse Lingard. No, I wouldn't. No. I don't think Dyche would have Jesse Lingard as well, but you never know with Sean Dyche, do you? You actually don't know. I can't believe, I don't know what you lot think. You probably know more than me, especially the Blues. When we was linked to Jesse Lingard, I looked to see how old he was, and I was expecting it to be younger than 31.
Right, okay.
What about you?
Yeah.
Did you? I just think he looked younger than 31. I didn't think he was
31. No, I didn't think he was in his 30s. But I just don't think he's played an awful lot. You know, I think it would take him to get up to Dyche's fitness standard. I think it would take a while for him to do so, to be honest. And like Blue said, his wage, I read 160. But even that, you know, I don't know about that, to be honest with you. I think
give him a toffee sweet.
Yeah, I think there's better.
See, he didn't know that either. Let's see. I thought that's why I asked you, Paul, because I thought, am I just stupid? No.
So interesting. Maybe it's just agents throwing a bit of rumor about. That's what normally happens. It would take him 6 months to get him Dyche fit and on the grass. More chance of getting Dele Alli.
Well, Dele Alli's on crutches again, isn't he? I was hoping Dele Alli would come back and he's on crutches again.
Is he?
So, yeah.
I know he had a setback. I know he's on bloody crutches.
Well, there was a picture of him on crutches and it said a setback. And I don't know with Dele Alli. I don't think he's going to play. I got behind it and I said he could play in the Zagori position. But I think the fact that he didn't, I know he's injured, but I don't think he would have. I don't think Dele Alli is going to be a thing. I really don't. No. Jesse Lingard, I don't think that's going to be a thing. The reason I say with Jesse Lingard is because when Dobbins scored, Sean Dyche said, when Dobbins scored, all the players went up and they just enjoyed the moment of them scoring. I don't think Dyche would like Jesse Lingard's celebrations. Although for Jesse Lingard to be celebrating, he's got to be scoring. And if Jesse Lingard is scoring, I don't think Dyche is going to be complaining. I don't know with Dyche, he's a bit of a secret snake, I tell you, because sometimes, Paul, he says, I think he'd like the challenge of Lingard. And I think when Lingard went to West Ham and he was scoring a goal every game and scored loads of goals on that West Ham loan, I think Dyche might want a bit of that. You know what I mean? He's a bit of a Dyche
Deitch can dance as well, can't he? So, they might have a bit in common there.
He might be going like that when Lingard's going like that. And then we'll get Michael Keane coming over doing that. Whoa, all of that. Jumping in, Michael Keane joining in. Michael Keane, stay on the bench, mate. Keep it warm. I enjoyed today without him. I honestly really did. I know it's harsh. I'm behind him if he plays, don't worry. But I'm a lot happier when he don't. Right, everyone,
Right.
It is late. We have got to go. An hour and 10 minutes. Instant match reaction is supposed to be 20 minutes. Boom.
Instant. 15 minutes, he said to me. 15 minutes.
And we've ended up doing a frigging autobiography on the channel of our lives. Right.
And it was 0-0.
There's nothing to talk about. There was still that's a typical Everton. It's 0-0. You'd think there'd be nothing to talk about, and then you've got McNeil nearly getting his slong cut off. They got the scissors out on McNeil's slong. Then you've got Calvert-Lewin just sliding in doing nothing. Calvert-Lewin sliding in doing nothing, getting sent off. I don't know what else happened. Everton, aren't we?
Well,
right.
We are.
Have a boss one. On the upside, we will get to play Crystal Palace again in the Cup.
Yeah.
So we'll get to do this stream again. Have a boss one, everyone. Get home safe, everybody. Everton fans. There might be one on the coach listening now that's thinking, I'm listening, I'm tired, I've travelled. Well done to you for getting behind the team and getting that second leg when we had 10 men. We even had 9 men at one point when play was off the pitch. We had 9 men on the pitch, and Crystal Palace couldn't even beat us with 9 men because that's how good we are, because we are the famous EFC. Crystal Palace couldn't beat us with 9. They wouldn't beat us with 8. To be fair, they wouldn't beat us with 1 if Virginia's in goals, because Paul don't like it, but he's some heavy competition for Pickford. He is. Pickford's got to watch his back. I'm telling you. Virginia, remember the name. Up the top is everyone. Have a good night. I'm a boss one.